This video will show you how to make a realistic transparent plastic material in Blender. Please watch it up to the very end. When you open Blender, first press A then delete to delete everything. Press Shift to then go to Mesh and add a monkey. Now come to the modifier properties and click on Add Modifier, then go to Generate and add a subdivision surface modifier. Increase these viewport levels to 2, then click on this drop-down arrow and click on Apply to apply it. Now go to Object, then click on Shade Auto Smooth to shade it Auto Smooth. Come to this corner, then click and hold when this plus icon appears and move to create a new area here. Click on this icon and change this area to a shader editor. Click here on New to add a new material. Now click here and rename it as Transparent Plastic. Now come up here and scroll, then click on this icon to switch to the render preview. Click on this drop-down arrow, then deactivate Scene World. Now come to the render properties, then click on this box to activate ray tracing. Come to the shader editor and select this principled BSDF shader node, then press delete to delete it. Press Shift to then go to shader and add a glossy shader, then plug it into surface. Press Shift A again, then go to shader and add a transparent BSDF shader node. To mix them, press Shift to then go to shader and add a mix shader node. Plug this glossy shader into the lower socket, then the transparent shader into the upper socket. Now select this mix shader and press Shift D to duplicate it, then move it here. Press Shift to then go to shader and add a translucent BSDF shader node. Plug it into this lower socket. Press Shift to then go to Input and add a layer weight node. Plug this facing into this factor. Now press Shift to then go to Input and add a value node. Plug this value into this blend, then increase it to about 0.3. Press Shift to then go to Input and add a geometry node. Plug this normal into the layer weight normal, translucent normal, then the glossy shader normal. Now press Shift to then go to Input and add a Fresnel node, then plug it into this factor. Come to the geometry node again and plug this normal into the Fresnel normal. Press Shift to then go to Converter and add a math node. Plug this value into the IOR, then select it and press Shift D to duplicate it. Click on this drop-down arrow and change it to multiply, then plug it into this upper value. Select this math node, then press Shift D and duplicate it here. Click on this drop-down arrow, then change it to divide and plug it into this upper value. Select this value, then press Shift D and duplicate it, then plug it into this lower value. Click here and increase this value to 1, then come to this value as well and increase it to about 1. Select this math node, then press Shift D and duplicate it here. Plug this value into this lower value, then plug this value node into this upper value. Now select this math node and press Shift D and duplicate it here. Click on this drop-down arrow and change it to Subtract. Plug this value into this lower value. Select this geometry node, then press G and move it up to somewhere here. Now plug this backfacing into this lower value, then increase this value to about 1. Come to this glossy shader and reduce on this roughness to a lower number. Now press Shift to then go to Input and add an RGB node. Plug this color into the transparent shader color. Press Shift D and duplicate it somewhere here. Now plug this color into the translucent shader color. If you look closely, you can see that the material is starting to come out. Reduce on this value to about 0.2 to increase on its transparency. Summary notes. Adjusting on this roughness will help you make the material more or less glossy to your preference. Adjusting on this value will help you make it more or less opaque. Adjusting on these colors helps you get the color you want your object to be. You can come here and switch to cycles for a much better result. And now we're done. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial up to now. I really appreciate. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss out on our latest content. Also, let us know what you want us to teach you about Blender in the comments. I promise we'll make a video. Have fun animating. I sign out.